masculinizing women and we are feminizing men.
Hello, and welcome to the 12 Days of Tradmas. If you're new around here, my name is Kit, and Tradmas is a series I do in December where I talk about the harmful beliefs and ideas promoted by certain influencers, content creators, and so on. Basically, my normal content, but more of it and with a festive flair. And today, well, Amala Ekpunobi posted a video asking the question, is modern feminism a scam? Which she also answers in her thumbnail, she's right. But I had some thoughts. My first thought is it just me, or do tradcons just assume that if something is controversial, that means it's right?
But first, we're going to get into this viral video. Now, I'm sorry, I don't even know who this is. Maybe we can look into that. But I'm going to play her clip because it popped up on my For You page. It's got nearly 300,000 likes on it. And apparently she's saying something that's a little controversial, but it must be true because it's hitting in the right way.
I haven't seen this clip outside of Amala's video, which tells me I must at least be curating one algorithm right. So I'm not really sure what she means, but I assume by right, she means people are disagreeing. I assume. I could be wrong. Anyway, let's hear it.
Honestly, and I'm probably going to get eaten alive for saying this, I feel like a lot of women have forgotten their place. And we live in this inverted world. And I feel we got stuck in this whole feminism thing. Feminism is a scam. And now it's like trying to undo. It is. Feminism, I don't care what anybody says. Yes, we are equal in value, but we are not equal in traits. We are different. Men and women are different.
I agree with that.
And I'm so sick and tired of why are we fighting to be something that we're not? I am not a man. I will never be a man. And for those of you that make that decision, I love that for you. Period.
Okay, so this person thinks that women have forgotten their place, which is where? She says we're equal, so why do we need a specific place? And she says that feminism is a scam, I assume because women have forgotten their place. Luckily, we have Amala here to apply nuance for us.
Yeah, she says we are living in an inverted world and that feminism is a scam. Now, I'm going to apply a little bit of nuance, I think, to the conversation. I wouldn't say that all feminism is a scam. Look to the Middle East right now and tell me that feminism is a scam. But I will say this sort of modern variety that we're getting, a fourth wave, fifth wave feminism here in the West, here in the United States, is most definitely a scam.
For anyone curious, Amala showed a stock photo of some women holding protest signs that read, I'm a feminist, the future is female, and my mind, my body, my freedom. I'm pretty baffled by where the scam comes in. Typically, a scam is a dishonest scheme to gain money or possessions from someone fraudulently, especially a complex or prolonged one. And I'm having a hard time thinking of any feminist organization that's been found to be committing or even just charged with committing fraud. But lucky for us, Amala explains.
It seems like right now we're telling
we? Does Amala consider herself a feminist? I was under the impression that she didn't.
Women to act like men, be like men, as she states in this video. We are masculinizing women and we are feminizing men.
I've heard this so many times and I still don't understand what it means. What about men as being feminized? Also, what is wrong with feminine things? What about women as being masculinized? Also, what is wrong with masculine things? Or is it just wrong because the wrong, I'm going to sprain my fingers doing all these air quotes, sex is doing these things? Maybe my memory is faulty, but I seem to recall Amala herself saying there was nothing wrong with men having feminine traits or women having masculine traits. What happened to that? Also, what is this bizarre assumption that people are neatly slotted into type M for men and type W for women? Do these folks not realize that people are multifaceted and it's impossible for someone to be 100% feminine or 100% masculine? And that that's normal and, in fact, a good thing? Why do we assume people are being told to act against who they are and they're not just being true to themselves? Are we to believe that every time a man cries or paints his nails or a woman gets promoted or has sex outside a relationship, they aren't doing something they're comfortable with that feels natural or good to them, but they were just brainwashed by feminism? Okay, rant over.
And it doesn't seem to be working out for really any of us. We are more divided than ever. It seems we are more lonely than before. So let me know how this is working. And our dating hellscape, especially when it comes to men and women coming together, is a hellscape.
And I'm back for round 2. What is the source for this claim that what is it anyway? Feminism isn't working out for us. Is Amala under the impression that the US is a free country that has achieved gender equality? Because, no. People are still punished for stepping outside gendered lines. Hell, this video is Amala agreeing with a woman that women have forgotten their place. And the US isn't even in the top 30 for gender equality. So, sorry. Societal expectations are still mostly gendered, and people are still pressured to conform. And feminism is not the reason people are lonely, nor is it the reason that dating is dating. And it's always wild to me that people blame feminism for those things. Not the growth of income disparity, not social media. Nope, it's somehow always feminism. And I always wonder what the point is in bringing feminism into it. Do they think that if feminism didn't exist and women had to largely depend on men for money, that would solve loneliness in dating? And if they do, have they considered the ramifications of this? Has Amala considered what her life would be like if she had to ask her father or husband to approve her videos or turn over her paychecks to them? I know they're typically careful to differentiate between modern feminism and the stuff they like, but you don't get to pick and choose. If feminism goes, everything feminism won goes with it. Does Amala really think anti-feminists would stop at, okay, you can, keep your bank accounts and everything, but we're gonna stop telling women to act like men, which doesn't even mean anything? Okay, second rant over.
There are certain things that are just, y'all are stronger than we are. We are more detail-oriented than you are. There are certain traits that we naturally got from God based on the gender that we are, and it's all based on survival.
No one is saying don't play to your strengths or ignore your weaknesses. Literally, everyone is different. No man is the same, no woman is the same. And acting as though we're all imbued with the same gifts and strengths based on our sex is just lazy.
While we are equally valuable as human beings and we should be treated equally in that we all deserve dignity and respect, it is very different from saying that we show up in the world equally. We absolutely do not. We have different priorities. We have different things driving us. We have different ways in which we show up in the world. And as I said before, we have different strengths and weaknesses.
Congratulations, you just described people.
And to not acknowledge that is to not acknowledge the reality of life. And it's also to lead to really bad outcomes because we're like trying to force a square peg into a circle hole. And it's not working right now.
No, trying to force a square peg into a circle hole is what happens when you try to make people act the way you think they should, as opposed to what is natural to them. I do love, and it's not working. Please do elaborate further. What isn't working, and how do we know that?
It's all based on human nature. And so I feel like a lot of women, not all women, but most women have forgotten their place.
Within themselves,
within the order of family, within the order, even like with God, if you just want to start blanketing statements, like, now this is the thing. If you are a masculine woman, that's fine, but stop acting like you're feminine. If you want to be a boss, babe, I don't need no man. You go do you, boo, but stop teaching that that's the answer, because I'm sick and tired of this divide of the family. I'm sick and tired of now good men, I'm listening to like stories, right? Good men are getting lazy in dating. They're getting lazy in the pursuit because women are making either everything too easy or they're too hands off. So now what's the point in even trying to date a woman when you're the man that you want me to be?
Oh, okay. So it's fine to be a masculine woman, just don't pretend you're feminine? Honestly, I think the reason for this clip is what she said at the end. This woman is upset that men aren't treating her whatever way she would like to be treated, and for some reason, she is blaming other women for it. Because they're masculine and thus men are getting lazy in dating. If this woman wants to be courted or whatever, that's her business, but she should use her words and tell potential partners that. And if they're not into it, accept that they aren't the person for her. Of course, the more lucrative option is to go on a podcast and blame feminism for her dating woes.
There's a lot of layers to everything that she just said there.
Is there? What are they? And come to think of it, this woman mentioned God, so I'd be willing to bet she's thinking of the umbrella when she talks about how women have forgotten their place in the family. Coincidentally, that umbrella of protection puts women under men.
And there is space to be a masculine woman, as she said. And this is something that we talk about a lot. And this is why the trans conversation has gotten crazy. This is why the feminist conversation has become crazy. You are free to make whatever choices you want to make with your life. And there are women that happen to have very masculine traits and masculine personalities and masculine choices as far as lifestyle and everything that they do.
I don't understand. If that's fine, what is this video for?
But to teach women that is the normal, to teach women that is something other than a statistical outlier is to do a disservice to women.
But it is normal. No one is 100% masculine or 100% feminine. Also, where can I find these lessons that will teach me how to be masculine?
And we even find this in egalitarian societies, places like Denmark, where they're trying to have women enter male-centered fields, much like we're doing in the United States. And women, yes, are some making the choice to, head on over there and be in their little masculine field. But by and large, they are trending towards nurturing jobs. They're trending towards jobs that care for people. They're trending towards jobs that work with their compassion, their intuition, things that women have strength in.
And that's fine, but men and women still need to have the option to enter other fields without harassment if they so choose.
We can try. oftentimes to sort of force nature into a different direction, but nature will curve its way back. We just happen to be in the era right now where we are forcing. And I think injecting narratives into women's brains, men's brains that are not necessarily going to be conducive to healthy futures. And a great example of this, and this is kind of a tangent, but Cosmo, you guys know the magazine Cosmo, they had this whole scheme, this whole era where they were pushing this idea of the modern woman. The modern woman is the one who goes out and works. She's the one who travels. She's the one who doesn't want to have kids. If she gets pregnant, she has an abortion. And this became a marketing ploy, essentially.
For my listeners, Amala has a Daily Mail article on screen right now about a Cosmo editor who says women can't have it all, and magazines are lying about that. I did look this up, and it was apparently a big thing in conservative circles 5 and more years ago. The article Amala is showcasing is from 2018, but I'm going to let this play because she explains what a masculine woman is.
Because you are creating this new era of the masculinized woman consumer who, instead of sort of hunkering down and creating a family, creating a home, was going to go out and be just as much of a consumer as the average male was. So they pushed to masculinize women, to culturally shift them in this direction. And that's what women have done. That's why we're living in a hookup culture right now. We're living in a culture that is super pro-abortion, and whatever your stance is on that issue. I don't think abortion at the rate that we're having it right now is conducive to a healthy society.
Setting aside the fact that abortion rates have been going down before Dobbs, why does Amala think it's the abortion rate that isn't conducive to a healthy society and not the infant and maternal mortality rate, which, as I'll remind everyone, is the highest in the US among high-income nations?
And the list goes on and on of all these ways in which we are masculinizing women and telling them that this is a better future for them.
So, to be clear, a masculine woman is a woman who works, travels, doesn't have or apparently want kids, and I guess she shops. Fun fact, even in the 1950s, women made most of the household purchases, so I don't know why Amala is shocked that women are consumers. She also has sex and is pro-choice. I'm not seeing how any of this is masculine. If these are our standards, I'm a masculine woman, and that's fine, and I'm not sure how I was supposed to be forced into any of this. Well, I do kind of resent all the shopping for someone else. You deserve a treat too stuff, but that's capitalism.
Meanwhile, you're seeing depression on the rise, anxiety on the rise. You're seeing women regret a ton of the choices that they're making in their early years and then becoming too old to reverse those choices, because the reality is that you can't.
Anxiety and depression are rising in general, not just among women. And is Amala seriously blaming that on feminism? I'm guessing she doesn't know that the world's happiest countries are also among the most egalitarian. But I'm sure that has nothing to do with it. Women can't possibly be happy being considered autonomous beings.
I don't know. It just seems like to me the modern feminist approach to dating, lifestyle, education, virtually everything that's taking place right now is not necessarily working out for us.
I am so curious as to what Amala thinks the feminist approach to those things are. Personally, I try to treat people like, people, and it's working out pretty well so far.
And this is not to blame women for everything and say that they're the failures of our current society. There's plenty to dish out when it comes to men and their behavior as well. This is just one video in which I saw it and thought, there's something to be said here. And oftentimes when I find we're going in the wrong direction and you see something that just culturally is standing out as something that's just not working for our lives and for our well-being, oftentimes looking back to nature and reverting back to tradition, it works. I know it's not what people want to hear.
Yeah, I'm going to need a source for the idea that looking back to the past has ever worked. And honestly, even if we did find a way to transport ourselves to the 1950s, we would be then told that wasn't the best time either, so we'd have to find a way back to the 1850s and so on and so on. Because it's not about actually improving things. That takes work and reflection. And so we must always be trying to get back to the mythical past, because we can never actually go there. Not only is the past gone, but this idealized version never existed. It is an easy distraction though, I'll give them that.
And it's not what they wanted to hear when she said women need to find their place, because it sounds like you're being subjected to something. It sounds like you're being oppressed to think that somebody needs to put you in your place. But really what she's saying is we all have a place, and isn't it wonderful to have a place? And while for some of you, your place may be that place of a masculine woman who is going through life in a lot of ways in which a man would go through life.
Yes, it does sound oppressive to say women have forgotten their place, and yes, it is wonderful to have a place that you decide. It is not wonderful to have someone else decide where your place is, and it's especially not wonderful when it's decided based on your sex. Also, This video is delightfully vague as usual, but if I'm to assume masculine is opposite feminine, if settling down and having kids is feminine and men aren't to be feminine, who are these women supposed to be settling down with? Or is marriage and kids for everyone, not just women? Or maybe it's okay so long as the man just keeps going to work and that is the masculine thing, whatever. I think I'm putting more thought into this than Amala is.
For many of us, it's going to be a feminized place, a female place, a traditionally gender-rolled female place. And we can listen to that. We can seek that out. We can try it out. And guess what? For many of you, it's going to be successful. And for men, you're going to be successful finding your masculinized place. And that's really it at the end of the day.
And that's fine, but it's also for individuals to decide, not for others to decide for them. Honestly, I think we're lucky to live in this time. Yes, there are problems, nothing is perfect, but we've come pretty far, especially from where we started, and we could be working on making the world an even better place for everyone, but instead we choose to ignore the future to focus on getting back to a past that never existed. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't, subscribe if you find yourself enjoying my content in general and aren't yet subscribed, and let me know what you think below. I would like to give extra thanks to my patrons. My socials, sources, and resources are linked below, and Merry Solstice!